Hey everybody, this is Todd Hetty with Headfirst Performance. As 2018 rolls around, we wanted to start looking at ways to get more information out to the people, give a little review of what's gone on, kudos to the people that have run the races and done well in them, maybe some people that have achieved goals that they've been shooting for, give a little more exposure to the athletes in the area, but also plugging away for ourselves too. So we're going to start out by talking this week about a race review from Shelby Trails, a trail run we just did, and then we'll talk about some upcoming races we've got. Also, I'd like to talk about some ideas I've got kind of splaying around in my little brain and get some comments from you guys in the feedback sections to see what you think about those things. So let's start off with our review from Shelby Trails. It was a run this past weekend at Shelby Trails Park in Shelby County. Shelby Trails Park is an equestrian park, but the trails there seem to suit very well for runners also and hikers. If you're interested in looking for a new place to hike or run, or if you've got a horse, this is a great place for it. Come check it out. The weather for the weekend had been forecast to be really rainy and nasty, and so I myself was definitely not looking forward to it, and I knew there wouldn't be a lot of runners for it. When race day shows up, the weather was great. It held off till after the race, so everybody that came out had a great time. We had a lot of people sign up for the race on race day, so there was some competition. I think the runners enjoyed it. In the 4-mile option, it was a good race. We had the male winner was Daniel Hart, who ran a 27 minutes and 44 seconds, which is a great time, especially with the trails. We're still a little slick from the rain we'd had previously in the week leading up to the race. The female winner of the 4-mile was Jane Rusconi. And then in the 8-mile option, the male winner was Court Labaugh, and the female winner was Lilith McGee. And as we start into this on the first podcast I'm doing, it's very important for you guys that don't know me to realize that when I'm doing this and I'm announcing people's names and stuff, I'm going to mess them up. I'm not really good at pronunciation. So just forgive my pronunciations and take everything as the compliment it's meant to be when we announce your name on here. On some of the upcoming races we've got coming up, the next event we've got will be next weekend, February the 10th. And that race is Love in the Hills at Jefferson Memorial Forest. Love in the Hills has a 6-mile, 15-mile, and 50K option. So there's a distance kind of in there for everybody. And I encourage for people that have never ran a trail run before but are kind of thinking about it, it's a great time to come out, do that 6-miler. You've got all the time in the world. There's no time limit on the 6-miler. We try to get everybody off the 50K before dark. But on the 6-miler, we'd like for you to be done by dark too, of course. But that gives everybody plenty of time to hike it, whatever they want to do. But you can come out, you can see what kind of the atmosphere at a trail run is. Different from a road race. I think you would enjoy that. Love in the Hills itself, the 50K is a really challenging 50K. It's through a beautiful park. If you've never been to Jefferson Memorial, it's one of the hidden jewels of Jefferson County. If you're not a runner or a hiker or an outdoors person, you might not be familiar with the park, but it's one of the largest urban forests in the world. There's, I think, almost 6,000 acres, maybe a little over that now. So it's a huge facility. Offers something for everybody to see and enjoy. If you're a road runner and you have no desire to run the trails, it's still a great place to come out. There's a few roads in the park itself, some paved trails in one area, but there's a lot of roads around there, Hostclaw Hill Road, Mitchell Hill Road, that offer some real challenges in your training if you want to come out and check that out. After that, also want to talk about the food. After the Love in the Hills, we all get back in the Horion Center, and Cynthia has cooked homemade chili and other soups for people. There's vegetarian options. She always has like red lentil soup, those kind of things. Wonderful. She spends a lot of time and a lot of effort cooking these soups for you guys to come out and enjoy. So check out Love in the Hills. And for that race, we also want to thank our sponsors, Ken Combs Running Store and Quest Outdoors. Speaking of Quest, you can check out our website because off the top of my head, I'm not remembering the times. I think it starts at 6, but there's a pre-race dinner hosted by Quest at their store on Friday night. It's wonderful. So I encourage everybody to come out, check that out, go to Quest, go to Ken Combs, get the items you need, and just enjoy the race. After that, the next event we have coming up the last Sunday in February will be the Shelbyville Triathlon Series. That race is a 3K run, a 6-mile bike, and a 400-yard swim. The distances are short. It's the first triathlon of the season. It's designed so new people can come out, try it out, see how they like the sport, learn what they need to do to improve. I think that's also a great opportunity for the veteran triathletes to come out and work on some weak spots they might have. The big one that I see is transitions. If you've got a slower transition than everybody else that's doing the races you're doing, a sprint is a way to go to work on that. You're kind of under fire. It's forcing you to work through that transition and improve it. If you noticed that I also said the distances of this race being the run first and the swim last, that's the order this race goes in, because we're not going to put you in the pool and then send you out in the cold. So we do the run, bike, and then the indoor swim. So it's a lot more comfortable than doing it the normal order. There's also 2 more races in this series that will be in March and April. They increase distance as they go, so you can check out the website and see those. The last thing that I will mention today is TriFest. TriFest is an open water swim triathlon that consists of a sprint triathlon and an Olympic. And you can do both of those because they do not run at the same time. We'll do the sprint, and then a few hours later we do the Olympic distance. So it gives everybody an opportunity to do both races. Along with the Olympic race, we do a aqua bike, which if you don't like to run or you've had an injury or something that prevents you from running, the aqua bike is just the swim and bike portion of the race. And we also do have a relay option with that Olympic distance. For you guys that aren't multi-sport athletes at all, but are just swimmers, we also have swims involved in these. So if you wanted to come out and do a 750 or a 1500 meter swim, it's a great opportunity to do it. I think I forgot to even mention the distances of the race in general. The sprint, of course, will be a 750 meter swim, a 20K bike, and then a 5K run. The Olympic distance, 1500 meter swim, 40K bike, 10K run. As we get closer, you're going to get more information about this. We'll have more information on the website. We'll talk about it a lot. The sponsors are VO2 Multisport. So we're going to try to work up some stuff with VO2 to help with this race, maybe do some training events out there at Taylorsville, and let you guys know about them. As I said, this is kind of a new thing. I was just kind of giving this a try. I don't know as we go forward the exact format I'll be doing this in. I'd like to do something every week, but in doing that, I might not always have video. So I haven't decided if we'll just, those weeks, just throw some pictures of past races we've done up, or do it in strictly a podcast format. It's kind of up to you. So if you want to, leave some feedback in this video. I'll check it out and we'll see where we need to go from here. Hell, you might not want me to do this at all. Just let me know. So that's it for this week, and have a great week.